What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gooner, a channel dedicated to all things Arsenal Football Club. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look ahead at tomorrow's lunchtime kickoff away to Aston Villa, possible lineups, changes that we might need to make, and what we can expect from our young squad who are going through the first real blip of the season. Before we get cracking though, why not take this opportunity to show some love and support by merely clicking the subscribe so that I can keep you updated every single day with all the news and views from our beloved club. So, well, on the face of it, an early kickoff tomorrow gives us a perfect opportunity to put Wednesday's disappointments behind us. I am a bit worried it's coming a little too soon. I think that some of the problems that we saw on Wednesday were down to a bit of a drop in confidence, but also potentially down to a bit of tiredness creeping in. Certainly, I think it's too soon to expect Thomas Partey to recover fully enough to play, so we are probably looking at a Jorginho, Xhaka and Odegaard midfield. The back four, it would, I think, be really harsh for him to drop Tomiyasu, although quite possibly Ben White should start and perhaps will start. The centre-back pairing of Saliba and Gabriel. I know that Alan Smith, legend that he is, has been casting doubts over whether Gabriel's temperament is quite good enough long-term. Certainly, I think that he's going to start, and there may be questions around that, and maybe that's why we have Kivior, and we may be looking to strengthen centre-back even more. But realistically, the big question would be, does Zinchenko play ahead of Kieran Tierney? Kieran Tierney, for some reason, just hasn't featured. He's fit, he's well, and he does give you that width on the left that might be part of why Martinelli's not playing so well at the moment. So there could be a change there just to freshen things up. But the real question is Eddie Nketiah up front for me. His goal-scoring form has evaporated since those two goals against Manchester United, and as much as we owe him for great performances, strikers are picked on their ability to get you goals, and there's no getting away from the fact he missed 3 gilt-edged chances against City that would have changed the game very much in our favour. There's also the question, and I addressed this before the City game, does playing Eddie Nketiah up front allow Martinelli to roam in the way that he does when Jesus is playing? Does Xhaka get forward as much when Nketiah is up front? And is part of Zinchenko's problem that he can't come inside as much with Nketiah occupying that central position all the time? So I feel that this would be a perfect opportunity to replace Eddie with Trossard up front. Trossard's game is a little bit more similar to Jesus when he's at his best, and I'm not saying that I think Jesus is as good a player. I'm not saying that I think Trossard is as good as Jesus, but it's definitely something worth considering. Our only goal from open play so far since that cup game at City has been from Trossard. So form would suggest that he might be a better goal-scoring option at the moment. For me, I like the fact that we have Trossard in the team at the moment. He was our best January signing so far. I like the idea that he would allow Martinelli to overlap a little bit more and just give us something in a congested area that I don't think Eddie's game gives you. Now, if Eddie Nketiah is ever going to have a better chance to break his goal-scoring drought, it's going to be against the Villa team who've shipped more goals in the last 2 games than they had in their previous 7. So I can absolutely understand if Arteta decides to stick with him up front. One of the strengths that Arteta's given us over the last, this season certainly, but over the last year or so, is sticking with the same team, trusting them to get you through it. The downside of that, of course, is the extra minutes you're asking these players to play. Maybe this is not the game to tinker. Maybe this is not the game to change. Personally, this is where I think great managers really stand out. Pep Guardiola is a sort of manager that will change perhaps too often. Arteta is going to need to change when things aren't quite working. And I really do hope that we see Trossard start. It would be great to think that Eddie Nketiah could come off the bench if we're a goal up or 2 goals up and regain his scoring form that way. But when he came out of the tunnel against Manchester City, I really felt I saw a player with the weight of the world on his shoulders, and a break I don't think could hurt him at the moment. I don't think we're looking at any other big changes. I'm really hopeful that Emile Smith-Rowe is going to be fit enough to at least make the matchday squad. He's somebody that can give you options. Vieira coming on Wednesday night never really gave me the confidence that we were going to see a turnaround. It was a little bit too little too late by then, certainly. But I think someone like Emile Smith-Rowe absolutely can just get the crowd behind him again. And that's something we're going to need. On that, I will say that the support that the fans gave on Wednesday night was outstanding. It has been all season, and the away fans have been in fantastic song, and I expect them to be exactly as good as they have been all season at Villa Park tomorrow. The online support, though, has been a bit more of a mixed bag. I have been disgusted by some of the comments I've seen. I've heard our fans, quote-unquote fans, calling the team bottle jobs, pussies. One even called at Martin Keown a wrong-un for suggesting that we have no right to expect to be better than we are at the moment and that we've done really well. Claiming that the fact that we settle for, a title challenge rather than being a dominant force in football is part of the reason that we're not winning and haven't won a league title since, 2004. We have no right to expect to win titles. Fans, only one team every year does win it. And when you're up against teams like Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, who have money to burn, bringing the best players from anywhere around the world, competing with them in the way that we have done is something to be incredibly proud of. So I hope that you're on the same side as I am. And the last thing I want to hear is any more criticism of a young team who have completely excelled this season, exceeded our wildest hopes and expectations and given us so much hope for the future. The turnaround in the atmosphere amongst our fans is something to really be proud of. And people sniping from their bedrooms after a player has given everything and just come up a little bit short is not what I call support behaviour. So I'm never going to do that. I'm happy to call out players if I don't think they're giving what they can, but criticising people who find themselves in the highest pressure situation you can imagine being in at a tender age, it's not good enough. I hope you're with me on this one. Let's keep cheering for them. Let's keep giving them everything we can in terms of support until it's mathematically impossible for us to win the league, and then let's just celebrate how well we've done anyway. The kind of fan who waits until we have one blip against a team as good as City and then calls out our players does not deserve to support this club. If you cannot stick by us when we're having a tough time, you don't get to celebrate when we win. I think we can expect trophies over the coming years thanks to the hard work of these individuals. Arteta totally transforming our club from root to tip, and the players who've come in and totally believed in this process and given everything to the cause so far. I am looking forward to celebrating with them when they finally win us a trophy. But this season is still very much in the balance. And all that we can do as supporters is support. There is absolutely no need for Arsenal fans to get at this team. There's plenty of other fans that are only too ready to laugh at us when we do badly. So from this channel, all you are ever going to hear is support. And I urge you to do the same. So tomorrow, let's be positive, let's hope, and let's get behind them because they haven't let us down so far this year and there's no reason to expect that they will do. Let's hope that we can get the 3 points that put some pressure on City. Let's hope the Nottingham Forest team can do us a favour against City. Whatever happens, I love this club. I know you do as well. And 90% of our fans are outstanding and part of the reason that we are as successful as we are and have been through history. So, keep the faith. Lots of love.